I'm not having to do a whole lot except just remind her of how it's supposed to be. As I'm sure the people that ride her every day are going through the same steps. Now I'll start to work her mouth just a little bit more. Again, she appears to have a very nice mouth. Her mouth is very quiet. No grinding. Her mouth is not open. It's always nice when they can be very naturally accepting of your hand. And have her go by the barn one more time this direction. This seems to be the harder direction for myself as well, because I know my left leg is much weaker than my right leg. And that was excellent there. Maybe a second of hesitation. And as soon as I tightened my outside rein and put my outside leg on her, she immediately moved right off my leg. I'm gonna let her walk for a minute. Oh. To me, young horses too, they've always got to make sure they got to learn to walk before they learn to trot. They got to learn to walk and trot before they learn to canter. So I'm a stickler with my students about their horses having to work at the walk. And if they're being schooled that day, or getting prepared for the show ring that day, they need to work at the walk. Same thing as I tell my help on the lunge line. They need to learn, they have to walk on the lunge line before they trot, and they've got to walk and trot before they canter. Shorten my one stirrup a little bit before we go to canter. Seems pretty relaxed. There's a lot of action going on around here today. At least at the moment, it doesn't seem to be bothering her a whole lot, which is nice. If they can tolerate all this noise, she'll be okay when she gets to the show ring. So I'm going to go back to the trot before we canter. Because I think in the show ring, I know I like a horse when it walks in the ring, that it presents itself. If it's got a beautiful trot, show that trot off before you go to the canter. Right then and then, you've caught the judges and the audience's eye. And I tend to find when you walk in the ring, you let them walk for a few minutes, not too long, because it can't take you so long to get to the first jump that the judges gets bored watching you, but you certainly are allotted that time, to present your horse nicely. Now I see at the canter a little bit, she's starting to get a little fresher, which is fine. We may need to stick her on the lunge line for a minute, but we'll give her a minute and see what happens. Give her the benefit of the doubt. Now you can definitely see a little more greenness in her mouth as we get to the canter. Here she's wanting to get a little heavy. Sometimes while you're cantering a young horse, all those little noises that don't bother them at the walk or trot, all of a sudden give them a reason to get excited. So we'll play it by ear a little bit, see how we do. Again, I think she's trying to be good. She's out here by herself. Not another horse in sight today anywhere you look around. It's Monday, it's quiet here in Wellington. One more week of showing. Everybody's probably looking forward to taking a little bit of a break. But then of course there's those horses that are just getting started, and she would be one of them. It's always fantastic to be able to get on a fresh face and ride it around, just to have something new to think about, new challenges. I think every horse I get on, I know I can learn something or walk away from there with a little bit of experience that I can put towards something or one of my clients or a situation. So you always use things to your advantage for sure. She's talking a little bit. Oh. No lead changes for her yet. I don't know the status of her greenness as far as those are concerned. So we'll wait a little bit, if at all, if we choose to work on those at all. So we'll just keep going. See if she takes a deep breath. Like I said, she gets a little more of her own motor at the canter, carries herself a little bit more, wants to outthink me a little bit more as to when she's supposed to turn, and et cetera, et cetera. But she's starting to breathe nice, as you can hear. Very good there about wanting to come away from the barn. Little head shakes once in a while, just for her to remind me that just maybe she's feeling good. Again, a beautiful balance. Both leads feel exactly the same, which is always very nice. A lot of young horses, a lot of old horses always have one lead that's better than the other. At this stage of the game, she's very well balanced on both. Doesn't feel like she really prefers one to the other.